Alright, this is a quick demo of a DoS attack. Over here I have two Kali machines, each one representing an attacker. Here's my vulnerable machine. This machine is behind the firewall that we're going to be testing. So this firewall here at the moment is not configured to stop DoS attacks. So if we run this command here, it's going to say that there's no policy configured. No DOS rate limiting policy found. So over here we are looking at the counter. This is when we do configure the policy. We'll see that this number is going to increment as we block traffic. And on this screen here, we're going to be monitoring the resources of the firewall. It has 4 CPUs, 3 firewall kernels, 1 SND. And we can also keep an eye on the memory of the firewall. So over here on this guy, I'm just going to run a TCP dump that's going to capture the amount of send packets that it's going to receive, so we can keep a counter of how many packets made it through the firewall. So right now I'm going to hit enter, start capturing those traffic, and so far it looks like everything is set. Over here I'm going to prepare the commands from the Kali machines. So we're going to be sending 100,000 packets from random resource to the destination server. Send packets on port 80. So let's go ahead and get this started over here. And we should be able to start seeing the spike in CPU and also the memory. So don't be surprised if we actually lose connection to the firewall. So let's give it here a few seconds for this guys to finish. So this box already finished sending all the traffic. This one as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the packet capture here. And so far we see here, we didn't see any drops. About 120,000 packets out of the 100,000 were forwarded. So that means that a lot of the packets here, we lost connection to the firewall. This memory is probably exhausted right now. So this probably this means that there's a lot of packets, like about 8,000 packets that did not make it through the firewall. So during that time, the firewall was not forwarding any more connections, not receiving any more connections. So what I'm gonna do now is wait for this guy to release some of those connections from the table, and I'm going to go ahead and start this guy up again. Prepare these commands. And right now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to configure DOS policy. So this policy is basically going to drop, send alerts, and it's going to be filtering for the destination of our server. So any excessive traffic, any DOS attack that gets launched to this IP address is going to be applied. This DOS rate limit policy is going to apply, and it's basically going to limit it to 100 packets per second. That's the rate, 100 packets per second. So let's see how this guy is recovered. On CPU again. Okay, so right now the memory, as you can see, is still pretty high, so we just gotta give it a few more minutes for it to restore. And I'm gonna pause in the meantime. Okay, so the memory is still pretty high, but CPU is has been averaging under 10% for each core. So we're gonna go ahead and press on. Right now I'm capturing here again to see how many packets make it through. Just keep remember that when we didn't have a DOS policy, we got over 120,000 packets. So now that we're gonna enable the policy, let's go ahead and enable it here. This policy also takes place immediately. So let's go ahead and do a get. Okay, so the policy is already installed on the firewall. Okay, so CPU is back down. It looks like every time that you install the policy, there's a little spike in CPU, but um, so far it's already averaging under 10%. So let's go ahead and run this guys again, and just keep an eye here on the policy. Also, you're gonna see on the CPU, you're gonna see that it's not gonna go up that high, and you can see this number here incrementing. So let's see how many packets actually make it through. So we blocked about 137,000. Both of them are done already. The firewall looks pretty healthy, which is, you know, sort of one of the most important parts. And it looks like it blocked more than 130,000 because there's only 1,700 packets made it through to the actual web server. But so far you can tell the difference on the performance of the gateway. It makes a huge difference when under attack. All right, let me know what you think.